Police are now searching for a woman, 21-year-old Sasha Scare, wanted on an active murder warrant. There she is. She is suspected of killing 34-year-old Martell Derouen inside the Towers complex there, and that's where...
This is Love Hurts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future content. "34-year-old Martell Derouen was an amazing, caring, giving man. He was a family man. Family meant absolutely everything to him, followed closely by food. Martell was a foodie. One of his favorite things to do was to go out restaurant hopping with his family and friends. Fiercely independent, he was truly all about being self-sufficient. That may be why he joined the U.S. Air Force almost right out of high school. He was determined to make a good life for himself. Martell served his country with honor and pride as a decorated sergeant in the Air Force Intelligence Unit. He was an outstanding soldier, and he was the recipient of numerous military awards and medals, including the Air Force Achievement Medal, an Air Force Good Conduct Medal, and a National Defense Service Medal. It was during his time in the service that Martell decided to marry his high school sweetheart, Lled Derouen. After 6 years of service, Martell was discharged due to a hand injury, and he and Lled settled into San Antonio, Texas. Things were good for a long time between the couple, but time has a way of changing things. People grow apart, and that's exactly what happened between these two. Eventually, they split. However, they still remained close friends and never officially divorced. After the breakup with his wife, Martell decided that it was time for him to focus on him. He had always been interested in the music business, and who wouldn't be when their cousin was mega superstar Beyonce? Yep, that's right. Beyonce Giselle Knowles was Martell's cousin. Martell knew he had it in him, so he started rapping and producing under the name Cardone.
If you bought them hunters, we agree. All I'm trying to do is see the greenery.
He didn't take off immediately, though. He really worked hard and got it out the mud to build a career for himself. He didn't go around flaunting the fact that he was related to Beyonce either. He was set on doing things his way without her cosign or her help. Eventually, he started reaching a point where people were recognizing his name, and his career really started to take off. It was around this same time that he started a relationship with fellow musician, 21-year-old Sasha Scare. The two bonded over music, but that was about all they had in common, other than their pure lust for each other. Right from the start, the relationship was rocky. Sasha was going through a lot. She had recently been involved in a propane explosion that left her face disfigured for a short amount of time. Eventually, her scars healed, but the incident didn't slow her down not one little bit. Sasha was young and wild. So wild that she was fighting an aggravated robbery and assault with a deadly weapon charge. Police say in 2019, she and her then-boyfriend Andrew Bass got involved in a drug deal gone wrong. Andrew was shot and killed during the altercation, and Sasha was held accountable for the robbery and assault resulting in his death. She was out of jail on bond at the time that she met Martell. Sasha was no good, and as time went on, Martell found out more and more about her. She was combative and vindictive. Martell confided in his wife about the issues in his new relationship. Although the two were separated, she was a hairstylist and she often did his hair. On plenty of occasions, he told her Sasha would get violent and want to fight all the time. It wasn't hard to see that things were headed down a dead-end road. On January 22nd of 2021, police received a phone call from a woman reporting a bullet in a door. She said she was worried about her husband inside. When asked her name, she provided the name of Lled Derouen. Police responded to the address given to them by the lady caller, but when they got to the apartment complex, they soon realized that it was under construction and no tenants lived there. When they attempted to call the number back that the woman had provided, they got no answer. 4 days later, on January 26th of 2021, San Antonio police answered a call from a woman concerned because she hadn't heard from her stepson, Martell Derouen, in 4 days. When officers went to his apartment for a welfare check, they noticed a bullet hole in his door. Once they made entry into the home, they located Martell laying on the ground by the door with a bullet to the head and dried up blood pooled around him. The bullet hole appeared to be through his forehead and lined up with him probably looking out the peephole when he was shot. After interviewing neighbors, police learned of an altercation at Martell's home 4 days earlier on January 22nd. Neighbors said they remembered the argument because it was loud. They didn't recall hearing any gunshots though, but the apartment building was close to Disneyland, and the neighbors were used to hearing fireworks every night. After a thorough investigation, police located one neighbor with a Ring camera and footage from the night of January 22nd. And when they viewed it, detectives were floored. Right there in plain view was Sasha walking through the hallway with a gun in one hand and a phone in the other. Police learned that Sasha was the one who made the 911 call the night of the murder, and she tried to send police on a wild goose chase by giving them the wrong address and also giving them the wrong name. When news broke of the murder and the prime suspect, one person in particular felt that Sasha had no business on the streets to begin with, and that person was Sasha's ex-boyfriend, Andrew Bass's mother.
Bring you the latest now on a murder investigation at an apartment along La Cantera Parkway. Police are now searching for a woman, 21-year-old Sasha Scare, wanted on an active murder warrant. There she is. She is suspected of killing 34-year-old Martell Derouen inside the Towers complex there.
We are digging into Sasha Scare's past. She's the one who's accused of murdering somebody right here at the Towers, and turns out she already has a history with police.
It is ultimate betrayal.
Misty Renee Bass has known 21-year-old Sasha Scare for years now. Her son, Andrew, dated the young woman when they lived in Austin.
Andrew had came home and he had her with him. And this is Sasha, and she needs a place to stay.
Misty thought she seemed kind and sweet. That is until 2 years ago when she got a text from Sasha saying that someone shot and killed her 20-year-old son. After investigating the scene, police said Sasha's story didn't add up.
She was involved in an incident that resulted in the death of somebody.
She was Marshall's most wanted and was eventually arrested for charges of aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon. But she wasn't behind bars for long. Now, police here in San Antonio believe she's connected to the murder of 34-year-old Martin Derouen. Derouen was found following a welfare check from police after friends and family couldn't get a hold of him.
Sasha was eventually arrested and charged with Martell's murder. She confessed to it, but she claimed self-defense. She said that Martell attacked her, so she had to grab his gun and run from the apartment. Once outside, she realized that she needed to get back in because she needed to get her things. That's when she said Martell locked the door and would not allow her entry into the home. So she began banging on the door, and that's when the gun went off, hitting him in the head. Prosecutors didn't buy it, and neither did the jury, and Sasha was sentenced to 55 years in prison.
55 years in prison for murder. It took a jury more than 4 hours to sentence Sasha Scare for killing San Antonio rapper Martell Derouen in 2021.
So fix your sheets, if you have any, because you've made your bed and now it's time to lay in it.
Cammie Derouen did not mince words as she faced the woman who killed her brother Martell Derouen. Martell was found dead in his apartment back in January 2021. Sasha Scare was found guilty of his murder by a jury yesterday, and that same jury sentenced her today.
We assess her punishment at confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a term of 55 years.
And while there was no reaction from her, Martell's family in tears and satisfied with the sentence.
My heart truly goes out to Martell's family, friends, and loved ones. If you are in a domestic abuse relationship or a toxic relationship, get out now. And once you are out, do not turn back. Turning back can cost you your life. As always, loves, stay safe. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for future content.